This episode of the Fans Talk Pro Wrestling Podcast has been brought to you by our friends in the Squared Circle of Trust. You can become a member today to access exclusive content as well as early access to content just like this. Just head on over to fanstalkprowrestling.com, click the big green button, and support us by pledging a few dollars a month our way.
Beard!
From the Fans Talk Podcast family at fanstalkpodcast.com, this is episode 297 of Fans Talk Pro Wrestling. And tonight is the Drunk Show. Yes, we have somehow made it. Another year of podcasting, and we'll close out 2015 in style by getting hammered together and recording the whole event for your entertainment. My name is Garvin. With us tonight is Joe. Say hello, Joe.
Hello.
And making their long-awaited return, Kevin. Say hello, Kevin.
Okay, long-awaited. Fuck that. Barely tolerable would be much better as an introduction there.
And yes, Kevin is drunk. And Harrison. Harrison is back. Say hello, Harrison.
I went and got a beer, but I forgot to open it, and I don't have a bottle opener in this room. Oh, I do. I have a Swiss Army knife. I'm good. Hi, everybody.
By the way, I opened up
Thank you, Joe.
I opened up a can of beans the other day with a
Dick.
with a knife and pliers
Very nice.
because I couldn't find the can opener.
Well
I feel like at that point, Garvin, you go to the store and get a can opener. I think it's your right as an American to be able to leave and get a can opener.
You're not supposed to drink and drive.
Yeah, it was the drinking and driving bit, but it was also like the rest of the tacos were done and ready to go.
Okay, I didn't know you were drunk and opening a can of beans.
Dude, it's dinner time, bro.
he does live in Cleveland. I mean, you know.
So driving, no go. Opening up a tiny can of beans with what I'm assuming is like an 8-inch chef's knife and a pair of pliers that you got in from your garage. Okie dokie to do while drunk.
I only got half of it open, by the way.
That's all you need.
Yeah, so I had to dig everything out with a spoon, which is fine. I mean, that's the general premise of refried beans. But anyways, so I went back the last 2 years to just re-listen to the show intro to figure out like how we were supposed to do this. And suffice it to say, the last 2 years that we closed out the year with the Drunk Show, we had like something major happening. Either like a pay-per-view just ended, or we were previewing a pay-per-view, or something. Like there was something going on. This year, it's like we had the Slammies, and that's it. There's nothing else going on.
The Slammies.
So let's start the Drunk Show the proper way. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with you, Joe.
At the moment, I am drinking a Not Your Father's root beer from Small Town Brewery. I am not going to review this like it's Wrestling with Beer because fucking A, Wrestling with Beer.
What's that? Is that a...
I don't know. I heard it used to be a show, but I heard the host is a dick, so whatever. And then I'll jump into the Chivas later.
Nice.
Harrison, what are you drinking?
Fat Tire, and another Fat Tire, and another Fat Tire.
Because when you ask Harrison to get a beer for a show in which you're all going to review a beer, that's all he gets.
Yeah.
It wasn't Fat Tire. Last time I got something I wanted, I forget what it was, but you guys were all upset because I didn't give a shit because it was mine. I wanted to get it.
You still have a couple of Boddingtons to drink, I'm just going to tell you.
And they will, oh my god, I formatted my computer. I lost Dinosaur Lee.
Oh.
That's okay.
That's
you can
sad
say,
way
Joe,
to
send
end
me a couple
2015.
links.
Yeah.
Joe can send you some links because they're in just public Dropbox.
Yeah,
page.
I'm pretty sure I've got it somewhere too. Kevin, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight is the night for a little Gentleman Jack. have a nice tall bottle. I've already consumed a fairly large amount of it. I mean, for, being this early into the evening. And it's only uphill from here. So, cheers to the FTW world. I miss you guys. And it's only going to get better from here.
I hope I don't have to censor that, by the way.
What did you have to censor? Gentleman Jack? What did
No.
I do?
Nope. Kevin, what did we talk about happening earlier this year in relation to the podcast?
I don't know.
Why doesn't Joe like watching ECW?
Okay, FTPW.
Thank you.
Let's dub that over. Do
Uh,
I have to repeat it right now? So we can dub it
we're
over?
good. We're good. I was
we're
just
good.
playing.
I
My
think according-
mistake. Taz, listen. I love you.
You know,
Okay.
this podcast is no longer my intellectual property. I can.
No, I think
Yes,
according
it is the
to
intellectual property of Kevin. Good luck with that one, Taz.
I think according to copyright law, when you're dealing with assholes, is you get 3 freebies a day. I think you're all right.
I think it's 6 in my case. I mean,
And Harrison, I no longer have those images in a folder I access.
Oh, no more Dinosaur Lee. Okay, everybody pretend I'm Dinosaur Lee.
Okay.
I will find dinosaur.
Done. I'm
I'm too drunk to have well, I don't know. I'm too drunk to have an existential crisis right now. Pretending to be Dinosaur Lee.
By the way, I am also drinking Fat Tire, but I only have 2, and then I'm gonna switch over, I think, to the Double Bastard Ale.
now you're talking. A personal
It's a
favorite.
huge bottle.
It is a big bottle, so
Double Bastard's so good.
yeah, I have heard good things about it. I got it for my Secret Santa gift at work.
That is a quality Secret Santa gift.
I know,
right there.
I know. I
What
thought so too.
you know what I have to say about
Whoever
that?
came with that one, strong.
Yep. This is not radio for you guys. This is totally radio for us.
Why did someone just post an Asian kid looking like?
Okay,
Can you read
So-
the
Try to
text?
post anything in the chat. Make it tits in the chat, please.
so yeah, like I said, we
So about that wrestling.
we don't really have a whole lot going on as far as wrestling going. I mean, because generally everyone's closing out the year. TNA is starting over basically in January. Lucha Underground is restarting in January. WWE isn't really doing a whole lot, except for we did get the Slammies. So, quick show of hands. Did anyone watch Raw?
This guy.
Yes.
Okay. So, we're going to try to talk about wrestling, Harrison, but I didn't watch Raw. So, what happened this week on Raw that's worth talking about?
Okay.
Holy's daughter made an appearance,
I did hear that.
Okay.
and it was hot.
Full disclosure, I haven't watched wrestling in a year, so I'm going to make some guesses as to what happened on Raw, and I want to see how close I am. One, there was a story, there's still, I'm willing to bet, a storyline feud between some of the members of what used to be the Shield.
Correct.
Okay.
Not really.
1 out of 1.
Well, not, but they were still relevant. He didn't really say that it was between them. I mean, and I think he's on the right track. Personally.
Okay, two. Kane is involved in a storyline that everybody wishes he was involved in more, but he's still not as a background player.
No.
Yeah.
No,
No.
really.
He's off TV, I think.
Oh, he's completely off.
He
Oh, no,
wrestled.
no,
he wrestled, but he,
He wrestled on
jobbed.
Raw.
He
Oh.
wrestled,
Okay.
but he jobbed.
Okay.
But he's not involved in an active storyline.
No.
Okay, I'm over.
But it's not a storyline more people wish they were involved in. So
Okay,
you're
okay,
incorrect
okay.
there.
I'm 1 for 2.
That's okay.
let's see.
That's pretty
Let me
good.
try to
That's pretty
look.
good. That's like Johnny Manziel's completion.
Oh, you ass!
I just got that one. Like, I mean, come on, like right there. Yeah, I mean, you gotta give me credit on that one.
All right, whatever. You know what? I shouldn't try and duel with you, Kevin, when you're drunk, because seriously, you drink like you have gift certificates to rehab.
Harrison's been saving that since last year.
Yeah.
Actually, this morning while this evening while I was actually taking my dog out, I was like, "Oh, that's a good one. I have to remember that for when
It
Kevin."
was, man. Cruz, well played.
So let me guess, you try your material on your dog first, and if the dog reacts, then you know Kevin will.
The dog did not.
That's a fair point. I'm not going to sit here and say you're wrong there.
Oh, this is going to be such a terrible show.
All right. So what else? What else happened on Raw? And don't bring up the Slammies yet, because I got the full list. We'll go through. But anything else happen?
I loved Kevin Owens and Ziggler. Great match. Owens just continues to produce. The guy's really good. Joe and I talked about this pay-per-view and Garv, you know, we all had this conversation at the pay-per-view. I personally think he just needs a little polish in the mic, and this isn't a criticism of the guy, but you know, just to get to the next level, I think he could use just a little bit more mic work and kind of a little bit more flow. But for what he's doing, his wrestling is outstanding. He tells a great story. I'm really impressed with the guy. I thought it was a great match. So that, to me, a very good highlight of Raw. Not my win of the week, which will be on Raw, and we'll get to that. But I that was a big thing for me. I thought that was a great match, and you know, I really think he's doing, you know, good things in the ring. As far as, you know, Raw itself, obviously, has left a lot to be desired, and I think we all know that. But you know, I mean, the guys that they're putting out, they're going to only do what they can do, and Owens is continuing to put out a quality product each week.
Can you go in a little bit more detail, because I don't understand I don't understand the statement that Kevin Owens is bad on the mic.
This is the conversation that we had. I'm not saying he's bad on the mic. I'm not. I just think he needs a little more polish to get to a main event level. If I'm going to grade him, I would give him a B. To be a main event guy, I think you need to be in the B plus A minus range on the mic. That's, again, I don't want it to sound like a criticism. Kevin Owens is doing great things, but I think it just needs a little polish. And personally, I think pairing him with a guy like Ziggler that could help with his mic work, who I think is very good on the mic, is a good thing. I think it's a good thing that WWE is doing. I'm not criticizing his mic work.
It sounds like you are, though.
Yeah, see, because he's phenomenal on the mic.
That's baiting. You fucking out of the fuckers. You hear that?
Come on, Kevin. What's your reference point?
What did he do on the Slammies? I should be.
You don't have to. You're telling, so everyone has to talk on the mic every week.
What was the Slammy he was up for?
A breakout.
Star,
I should be the breakout star. He said, "You're the has-been star." Weak. I'm sorry. It's weak. Come on.
Well, it's a Slammy episode of Raw.
Yeah,
bring out your A material for that.
Yeah, I mean, it can't all be gold.
Material.
Huh?
Has he really broke out A material? This is what I'm saying.
You should have seen the feud with Cena. You should have seen anything he's done prior to the Slammies.
Would you watch the pay-per-view? I said that's
did they give him a mic segment? No, they did.
Brought this up to you.
I know he was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, okay. I
phenomenal is CM Punk.
Yeah, he's not at CM Punk level, I don't think. But I think.
Oh, he's not rehashing everything every week.
I do enjoy Kevin Owens on the mic. I think he is rather good. When you compare him to anyone else, I do think he is in that top tier. But at the same time, you've also got the New Day out there who are just fantastic. So if you're comparing Owens to the New Day, no, he's definitely not at the same level.
Which I'm not. What I am comparing him to is what I believe it takes to be main event status. I'm not criticizing Kevin Owens and his mic work.
Well,
I'm saying if you're going to be a main eventer, you could use a little polish.
But compare him to the main eventers, which is Sheamus and Roman Reigns. Those are your main eventers. So is he at that level?
He's for them, yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. How do you don't get to take the top end of the scale and drag it down so that we don't have to compliment a guy, Kevin. If he's at that main event level, he's at that main event level. You can't drag the main event down to his level and say, see, he's at the main event level. I mean, look how garbage everything is around him.
Are Sheamus and Roman Reigns the best in the mic?
Nope.
Okay. That's what I'm saying.
I have a human being in my house that's been around for longer than the period of time that I've gone without watching wrestling. And I know Sheamus and those two guys are not good on the mic.
Yeah, but the thing is like they are main event level according to WWE. So are you basing this on WWE standards or your standards? I just want to be clear.
My standards completely.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with WWE. They have a product to put on the table, and I'm not. They have to answer to shareholders. They have a product to put on the table. They got to do what they got to do. I am speaking from the perspective of what I feel, what Kevin FTPW podcast feels needs to take to main event level.
Okay.
This is not a criticism, and you guys can spin it however you want. That's fine. I'm not criticizing him. I think if you want to be a long-standing main eventer, you need a little polish on the mic. It's not much. Again, I put him at a B level. That's not a bad mic level.
Okay.
Let me put it to you this way. Would you consider RVD main event?
No,
yes.
no.
I think he's better than what RVD was on the mic. He was never anything special. But RVD was so good in the ring, you didn't care.
Okay. So, but never mind. Let's move on. But I just want to ask, because I'd like to continue this conversation. Who is in your main event? If you were booking
right now?
Yeah.
If I was booking, oh God.
And we're talking active roster guys.
Finn Balor. I mean,
where does he stand in the Kevin Owens scale of mic work?
Finn Balor doesn't need a lot of. Finn Balor doesn't need a great promo, which is one of the things I love about the guy.
Yeah.
So I think he's better, but only because of his persona. Kevin Owens, with what he has in his wrestling ability, which is outstanding, I just think with what he does, he needs more mic work.
Right on.
Finn Balor, with what he does and what he puts forward, does not. Again, this is where we get into this semantics, and that's fine.
No, sure, and I don't want to come off like I'm still attacking your opinion.
It's a valid question.
But I'm just curious, like who else is in that main event? Like where is the main event in your mind, so that I can better understand your point of view?
The biggest problem is
it's not even on Raw.
A lot of guys' time. I think I'm going to be perfectly honest, and if people want to hate on this, they can. I think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton would be awesome, and I don't care about the mic work. I would love to see Kevin Owens against someone established like Orton. Just to have a feud like that against someone established. Orton was always the legend killer. Let Kevin Owens step up to that and kind of work with that as a storyline.
Kevin Owens' first match on the main WWE roster was beating Cena for the U.S. title.
Okay. But that's only one match. What I'm getting at is...
He had a series of good matches.
It was a feud.
But why don't you do a program and continue that?
They did for 3 months. Yep, the Gentleman Jack. I see it.
Okay. So, I do like the name of Finn Balor being in the main event. Who else do you put there? I mean, let's fantasy book. There's nothing else on this freaking dock. Let's just fantasy book here.
Finn Balor versus Sasha Banks.
Ooh.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I want to put Finn Balor versus Paige, but that's Paige to scissor my ass and then have Mickey James come in and
and Finn Balor's just standing there in the Ripper outfit.
Wait,
Finn Balor's like
Pump the brakes.
he walked way out at that point.
Pump the brakes. Kevin just said he wanted her to scissor his ass. I think we should unpack this for a little bit.
Scissor her ass.
I don't think that's what you said, bro. I think you said scissor your ass while then Mickey James walks in. Am I wrong here? Is that what he said?
I wish we could go to the videotape.
Yeah, we need instant replay.
I just want that to land for a little bit. We can move on.
Okay.
Good.
ADR, Sheamus, Wade Barrett. Do any of those guys fit in your main event?
Yeah, I think so.
Which ones?
ADR in particular. I think there's enough that he's done. I hate the way the breakup happened, but I hate that it actually came back.
Are you talking about between him and Zeb or him and WWE?
Yes,
okay.
Both actually.
Okay.
I also think that I also think ADR would be advantaged if Ricardo Rodriguez came back. To be perfectly honest. And it's not even like that I don't want like the ADR character because he's done good things when he's been back, particularly hanging on his own. And I get why he's trying to do that. But so much of when he started out, Ricardo Rodriguez was so good about getting him over. This is a great job. The rest of the faction, I just can't put there yet. I love Barrett, but I can't do it. Rusev's doing good things, but I can't do that either. Though I really do like the program they're putting on with him, particularly with what they're doing with Lana and using TMZ there. But I just don't think it's to that level yet. The talent pool's thin, and you kind of have to ride out these ups and downs. It's just part of being in business. But my bottom line is Kevin Owens has the potential to be great. Just polish the mic a little.
Oh, sure. No, and I think you're right as far as like if there was one thing that you could improve on, like that's it. Because everything else that Owens is doing is just so miles above a lot of the rest of the roster. I mean, the way he works in the ring, the way he works the crowd, the guy definitely has what it takes to be a top guy in the company. If there was one thing to improve on, yeah, I would say put some more energy in the mic work for sure. Okay. So, this was a really inopportune time for Kevin to walk away.
Is anybody alarmed that it looks like he was under like 4 layers of blankets?
Yeah, we waited for him to get tucked in before we started the show.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, man.
Is he having a sleepover?
Man.
He just sets his laptop down.
I don't know if I'm going there for New Year's.
I got alarmed because I don't know how drunk he is, but then he just types piss into the chat. And then he puts his laptop down and then starts removing clothing, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
I'm glad he muted at least. That was very 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 nice of him.
No, that basement's coming along. I gotta tell him about that next time I'm up there.
So let's talk about who else we would put there in that main event.
I'm blown away. ADR's back.
Yeah, well, for sure. Considering how everything went down, but I do like the name of ADR in there. I'm okay with Finn Balor, but not yet. I would definitely put Finn Balor in a program with the Wyatt family. I think Bray Wyatt could be a good person to instigate that rise into the main event for Balor.
I think that's an interesting spin on it. I mean, if I were going to bring, well, I mean, I think Kevin Owens could fly in the main event. But if you're going to bring up Finn Balor, I mean, you could do Balor Owens again, just like you did in NXT.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could also do Sami Zayn and Owens.
Yeah, we could, but dude, that's just so easy to go to. That's like Undertaker Kane.
Yeah. No, true. And, I don't think it'll have the same impact that it did in NXT because that's when NXT was really on the rise. To basically replicate that on the main roster, wouldn't be as good. But hey, Kevin, now that you're back, Finn Balor, Wyatt family. Do you think Bray and Finn would work together well in the main event scene, or do you see that being a precursor before Finn gets pushed up?
That's an interesting question. I mean, let me clarify. Are you talking about a feud, or are you talking about him joining the faction?
Feud.
Yeah, I could see it. I think Finn might be better with other people, personally. Because I don't know if weird mixes, I guess, for lack of a better word. I could see it, but I think Finn would be better with some other people on the roster, personally. I also think it's about time that Bray is more in the title picture. He kind of came back. He kind of seems to have another agenda, but now it needs to be an agenda about, I want to be the champ. And it's about time that happens. And I think it's about time he deserves that. I can see it, but I just think there's better options.
Okay, Kevin, here's a question. Who do you put the strap on that you have Bray taken off of? Like, who do you think is the perfect person for Bray to beat to get the title?
Reigns, I think, makes a lot of sense. You can play the mind games against him.
Yeah, he won't figure them out.
Bingo. But that's exactly it. You play the mind games a little bit against Bray. You play the mind games against Reigns. You're also playing the numbers game, even if you have Ambrose in the fold. You're not looking at a situation of you're not going to outnumber them. I think actually it makes a lot of sense to have a program with the two of them and possibly have Bray win the title. I don't think it happens anytime soon, but you want to talk about somebody that could do it. I think this is a perfect opportunity.
All right, so we're getting some names in the live chat of possible people that, could be put into that main event spot. So speaking of, an NXT call-up like Finn Balor, what about Samoa Joe? Does Samoa Joe fit in your main event?
You've always known my feelings of Samoa Joe, and they will always be the same. I don't understand why he hasn't gotten more credit, more push, more whatever, more main event status. I love Samoa Joe, so yes. I think it would be a good idea to stick him with a mouthpiece, as his mic work isn't the best. Look, why not Heyman? Heyman could use somebody else besides Lesnar. He rocks the shit out of promoting Lesnar, as he did yet again at the Slammies.
Right.
When Lesnar's not there, I don't see any reason why you can't do more with Heyman, and I think it'd be a pretty good fit that you could put Samoa Joe with him. A guy with a lot of credibility in Samoa Joe in the wrestling ring. Why not put him with a mouthpiece that might be able to help him?
It's because Heyman hasn't worked well for anybody but Lesnar.
I agree, but who else did they put him with? Cesaro, which was a disaster.
McGillicuddy. Curtis Axel.
Yes, but that was also a mistake.
Well, CM Punk, I thought they worked well together.
All right, that's
I think that one was mediocre.
But that was forced. That was after the fact that, Punk was legit. The thing that makes the Heyman Brock Lesnar relationship so good is that it was basically since the debut of Brock Lesnar in WWE. And so you've got that history, but you've also got, that relationship. And it's very odd when WWE has such a long lasting relationship. I mean, you had Undertaker and Paul Bearer, but outside of that, like everyone was, you always had the mix matching of tag teams, where tag teams would break up, or you had stables break up, or new people helping other people, that sort of thing. But to have that long lasting relationship, definitely adds to it. But let's talk about Brock. Is Brock in your main event?
I don't see how it can't be.
Not really.
No, I mean, he could be. But he's, if he's not going to be in the show consistently, it has to be special. There has to be a major reason for him to be there other than, I want the title.
Well, him coming back
That's
because
fair.
of that. Here's the thing. It's something I've been thinking about for a while now. That scarcity of Brock Lesnar that we've been getting for, God, what, 2 years, 3 years? I'm trying to remember when he came back from the UFC. It's brilliant in that anytime he does come back, that scarcity makes anything he does a main event. And anybody you put him against instantly elevates him. I mean, yeah, you got the feuds with Cena, you got the feuds with Taker, but they could use Lesnar to take somebody who's at the mid-card level and catapult them up, even with a loss. The idea of Brock Lesnar came back and he's calling you out. You get, first off, I mean, we're talking either main event of a pay-per-view or one of the last matches of a pay-per-view instantly. You have a feud of at least 3 months, at which point you, as the talent, have basically the microphone every night because you got to carry water on this feud because Lesnar's not going to be there all the time. For me, I feel like this scarcity that Lesnar has is brilliant, and WWE really hasn't, maybe they're just not interested in using it this way or not, but it seems like they just keep using it to trot out the same people that we've always seen, where it could be a real catapult for somebody. Like, imagine somebody wins, I mean, they win, let's say, maybe not the Royal Rumble, but a major battle royale, and then they use Lesnar to catapult him to the next level.
Is there a secondary battle royale in WWE?
Well, no, I was thinking.
Yeah, it's the one that happens on SmackDown after the Rumble to determine a number one contender.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say,
yeah.
being promoted as going against Brock Lesnar does not get you one of the last matches on the card. If you want proof, ask Kofi Kingston and the event in Tokyo.
Well, and yeah. No, I'm with you, Joe. But that was an isolated incident. I mean, it was, generally a house show that they did put on to guys see Kevin. I'm very thankful Kevin muted.
Up for 2 minutes left.
Kevin's watching hockey.
No, he's not. He's watching football.
There's no football tonight. It's Tuesday.
It's
sport.
UC beating Iowa State's ass. 2 minutes left.
Oh, I can't wait for this to spin and the rage for those who have not heard it or seen it. It is amazing.
Is it basketball? College
No, it's
basketball?
College football.
Basketball.
It's not college football. It's Tuesday.
It's college basketball.
Yeah, get your sports right, Joe.
I don't know. There's
It's not even about that.
fucking bowl
Look,
game
my
on the other day. I
Bearcats,
don't know.
my Bearcats are playing at a game. That's all that matters. Come
Except
on,
for the
flag
show.
motherfucker.
It's all
Yeah.
Kevin, you mean except for the show with the three of us that you're also on? That also matters, right?
Yes, it completely matters. But when my boys just drained a 3, we got 1:49 left, man.
You didn't drain
Yeah,
a 3,
but-
Harrison.
Your boys here are draining these beers and shit.
Oh my God! See, look at the
I just-
hate. You see the haterade that's coming my way. All I did was I didn't even say anything. I had myself on mute. They all watched the video, which I could have closed.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
This is why I love the video chat. But
Yeah, I just got such a keen insight of what it must be like to be married to Kevin, and I don't know if I'm on board with that.
Did you imagine that aggression on top of you?
I am calm.
Wow, we went there.
drink that, Kevin.
Oh God! I can't even blame you. It was too good.
So, okay. Main event, we've got...
Inside joke, none of you will ever know, and it's really has nothing. It's really not anything perverted, to be perfectly honest.
We've told the story on the show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, so
I'm sure.
There you go.
I know we've told it.
I'm sure the Fans Talk historians are aware of what we're talking about.
Going back to the annals of history.
Yeah. You said annal. All right. So, main event, we've got Brock Lesnar, Finn Balor, ADR, potentially Kevin Owens if he can fix his mic work. That's actually a pretty good main event. Like, if you think about it. I mean, you've got a lot of heels there, but you know, Brock Lesnar is like your anti-heel. Or whatever that the thing is called. But basically, like, you know, people love Lesnar regardless of who he's going up against, just because of how brutal it looks when he faces a guy. Finn Balor is that, you know, almost enigma where he's like, I don't know. I mean, like he's a good wrestler. He's kind of got like that mythological gimmick, which is interesting.
Only at a pay-per-view though. He doesn't really have it. I mean,
but it's so good when he does it.
Yeah.
Right, but he's suit and tie otherwise.
Oh, also Samoa Joe up there too. I mean, that's a pretty decent main event. Honestly, I don't know if I would put Finn Balor there. When you have guys like Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, ADR.
But why wouldn't you put him in the main event? Okay, you asked me why I wouldn't put you asked me why I would put Kevin Owens there. Why wouldn't you put Finn Balor there?
Because I think there's other people like Seth Rollins that would definitely go there. I mean, I don't want to totally
going injuries. I was going right now.
Well, but Rollins, I mean,
he's still in crutches, man. You can't count him.
All right. Well, I guess I won't.
Unless you think he's going to win on crutches.
What about Dean Ambrose? Where does Dean Ambrose fit in that main event? The WWE World Heavyweight Championship title race.
I don't think he does. Not currently.
Currently. I think Ambrose has a lot of ability, and I think he'll get there. I think he personally, and this will sound the absurdity of the lunatic fringe thing, I think that's what he needs to get away from personally if he wants to elevate himself to the main event. I think it could be more toned down, still along the lines of what he does, but just muted a little. I don't know. It's probably kind of a weird description, and that's fine, but I think if you're going to be main event, it just can't be as crazy as what he's currently doing. I also want wrestling jeans. I mean, if you're going to be a main event guy, look, he can do what he wants. That's fine. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, because the jorts are too much, aren't enough. So.
Yeah, well, I agree. I don't like the jorts either. So.
Speaking of jorts, does Cena fit in that main event?
Cena will always be main event. Mic work. You can say what you want about his in-ring presence, but whether or not I like Cena is not relevant. He'll always be main event.
Okay. So with that said, we've got, and I'm going by memory, and I've been drinking, so correct me if I'm wrong, but we've got Cena.
Chat room, we need you. Come on, Mixler.
Cena, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor,
Kevin Owens.
Well, you didn't want to put Kevin Owens in the main event.
Well, we're putting him in the possibility. Right.
Okay, Kevin Owens. Did I say Brock Lesnar already?
Yes. No, you did.
Not in this list.
Let me restart.
Drunk show, here we go.
So
you did say okay.
Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, Finn Balor, John Cena, Kevin Owens, ADR. Okay, 6. 6 in your main event. what's your WrestleMania 32 card?
Oh, wow.
With those 6 guys.
Wow.
I like that this became the let's interview Kevin
Give
show.
me one more time. List them off one more time, because I did not realize
Oh, God. You're going to make me do this guy.
Hang on.
That's heavy, dude.
Someone else.
You're asking me to
Can I jump in and throw some stuff out here?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll
Hit it.
go ahead.
Come on, let's hear it.
Okay, main event: Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. ADR versus The Miz. Because nobody gives a fuck. Let's see. We said Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens against, out of the list. Man. Okay, I gotta look at the list now because Harrison's posting it in the chat. Kevin Owens against 80. No. Kevin Owens Balor. We can bring that back up from NXT.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that leaves what, Cena ADR?
I personally, and if I get hate for this, that's fine. I personally would make it Brock and Finn Balor.
That was a match that was brought up in the live chat.
I just think the presence of Finn Balor and the mic work that Heyman would do with what Brock brings to the table, I think that would be really, really intriguing. Now, the problem is I won't be intriguing to the masses, but I don't care about the masses.
Yeah, this is your main event, man.
Yeah,
No, this is the Kevin show.
Brock and Balor, I think, would be... I'd be tuned in.
This is the Kevin show that we're asking people to pay $60 to see.
You know, but...
And he will stand behind a curtain.
In gorilla position, of course. You know, but you look at all of this. I mean, whether I do have Balor written twice in this list. So
I have to say, there's 7 people there.
So, but like Brock versus any of these guys, I think would be a fantastic match. Brock versus Joe, Brock versus Balor, Brock versus Owens, ADR. Well, maybe not ADR.
I was about to say, yeah.
I don't want to see that.
It's the only one that I might take out.
Yeah.
For a massive Brock right now.
Yeah.
Even I think ADR's main event, I wouldn't have him in there.
But what is ADR's best matchup in this 6?
None.
I'd put him against Owens, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it'd be a great wrestling match.
I think ADR Balor could actually be.
I'm gonna say this. I know I'm gonna take heat for it, but ADR versus Sheamus. I really liked their feud.
Sheamus is not in the 6, dude.
I know he's not in the 6. What did I say? I said he was gonna take heat for it. I know he's not in the 6. I'm just saying ADR versus Sheamus always.
We let the Miz name drop. Yeah, we let the Miz name drop slip, but yeah, let's keep it in the 6.
Fine, whatever.
And really, it's it. Like, I don't know who is ADR's best opponent here.
God, ADR versus Cena would be like... ADR versus Cena would be like pouring Cheerios into plain oatmeal. It would be the most bland thing in the world.
Good thing we had that feud for like 6 months.
Hey, I didn't get a chance to see it. All right, I avoided that one.
That was previous year.
Jesus.
That was during the Harrison regime.
It was? ADR versus Cena?
It
wasn't. Must have been right at the end. I don't remember that.
I feel like it was.
I don't think so. All right, anyway. Look, the only one on here I would be remotely excited for would be Joe versus Brock. Just because I think that would be an amazing match.
Yeah, I think Joe versus Cena would be interesting. Joe versus Owens would be.
Is it really? Is Joe good. Is it Samoa Joe versus any one of these guys? Would be a great match. Is that what we're looking at?
Well, except for ADR, I don't really know why ADR is in this list. Like, I agreed to it at the beginning
because Kevin is drunk.
Wait a minute. Yeah, Kevin was the one who chose ADR in this. How come none of us vetoed that?
You know what's funny is that this is Kevin's list, and we're debating it while Kevin is watching a basketball game.
Kevin.
America's just lost. Can you guys
I'm sorry, Kevin, but the fact that I called that one, I didn't even know it was basketball.
He's all grumpy. Look at his face. Look at that. That's grumpy, Kevin.
All
Hey,
right.
grumpy Kevin. It's okay, buddy.
Tonight, so calm down.
So let's talk about the Slammies. Let's move on. Let's talk about Slammies. I don't think there's ever been a year where we've been completely happy with some of these results. But going through this list, I'm actually okay with quite a bit of it. You've got the Superstar of the Year as Seth Rollins. To me, that makes sense. Diva of the Year, Nikki Bella. While we didn't like that Nikki Bella was your champion, she was your champion for a long time. So, regardless of that negativity, there was no one else that was highlighted as much as her. You've got the Rivalry of the Year with Taker versus Lesnar. Match of the Year, Taker versus Lesnar at Hell in a Cell. Really not a whole lot of argument there. Looking at this whole list, is there anything that jumps out of you as like completely incorrect?
Tag Team of the Year being the Usos.
Yeah. That's definitely one of them for me too.
The other one was where'd it go? Not Chuck. Best original WWE Network show. Stone Cold podcast? No, I'm sorry. You could go with almost anything else, especially because the network was beginning to air. The Stone Cold podcast was already heavily in production. Just because it wasn't video on their network doesn't mean that it was a original show. It was already.
Well, Netflix did that with Arrested Development.
Nobody called it a brand new show.
No, but it's a Netflix original, even though it's like the fourth season, which was the worst one.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't object with this result. I thought the Stone... Well, I don't... A majority of Stone Cold's interviews, I did enjoy. I enjoyed his interview with Vince McMahon just because it showed the differences in where we stand and where Vince stands on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but you look at something like the last one, which was Shawn Michaels, and it was terrible. It was all filler.
It was a lot of filler. But again, that's not a fault of the Stone Cold piece of it. It's just a fault of we're tired of hearing these same old stories with Shawn Michaels. Like how many times does he need a DVD or a interview done? It's just all the same stuff. It's like Lita making her tour around the podcasts and telling the same story that she told at the Hall of Fame. Like, you don't need to hear that anymore. But, as far as best network shows, like to me, I think it would be Table of Three.
Table of Three or possibly Breaking Ground. But Table of Three, I think, is better. I would put Legends House over the Stone Cold podcast.
Yeah. And actually, wouldn't NXT be here too?
I would think so, and that would totally beat everything. But I think it's because that's in-ring content and not a show, like a standalone show. I think that's their delineation there.
Quick sidebar. Guys, which one of these things on my pocket knife do I use to open a beer?
The second from the second from that one, yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Wait.
You sure? This one.
Yeah.
And for those listening, he's holding a Swiss Army knife.
You sure it's not this thing? Wait.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
This one?
Wait, what kind of beer are you opening?
Yeah.
You're correct. It's that other one.
Okay.
Yes.
Which one is the can opener?
I think it's this one. With the little knifey, sharp bit right here.
Yeah, that's the can opener.
Okay, that's what I started to use, and it would not work.
Are you serious?
I stabbed it. I stabbed my can with it.
Yeah, you like...
No.
Use this to lever, and you kind of like what Joe's saying.
You basically have to like Make a hole, scoot a little bit. Make a hole, scoot a little bit. Make a hole, scoot. It takes
pliers were much faster.
Yes.
Once I got that hole open.
Go
right.
Onk, 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 onk around the can. Because it makes that noise. Okay, thank you. Anyway, continue.
Okay. So tag team of the year, yeah, I agree. Usos, they were off TV for what, 6 months of the year?
Yep.
So New Day for sure should have been there. Breakout star of the year, Neville. I have a problem with this.
I said Kevin Owens. I don't think it's a bad choice.
It was a storyline thing. Did it on Raw.
I think Neville was. I think he was a strong runner-up in my list. But I think Kevin Owens would have won it. The one that pissed me off, or there's two of them. Extreme moment of the year was Roman Reigns leveling the League of Nations and Triple H at TLC. Yeah, I don't think so. There's so many other things it could have been.
Well, I mean,
surprise return of the year, Sting. Really?
No, it wasn't a surprise. But here's the thing. I mean, you've got like two things that are basically the same. You've got the oh my god shocking moment of the year and the extreme moment of the year. They're generally they're the same thing. So to me, Kalisto's move off of that ladder, that finisher off the ladder that we just saw at TLC, like that was it. Both extreme and oh my god, I can't believe he just did that.
Yeah. I mean, and it butts right up against the category of this is awesome moment of the year.
Yeah. Reigns.
Which really, that could have been any New Day moment.
True. Reigns leveling the League of Nations and Triple H at like that was, that was nothing. That was, I mean, it added nice to the story. It did put Roman Reigns in a different place, but to say that was an extreme moment, like, no. I mean, ADR's, stacking of chairs on top of Jack Swagger was more extreme than what Roman Reigns did at TLC.
I agree. I mean, looking through the rest of the list, the Hero and Elvis Award, was it going to be anybody but John Cena? I didn't think so. I mean, I give the oh my god shocking moment of the year to Kalisto for the Slate of the Soul.
Right.
I mean, that was fine. The tell me you didn't just say that thing, great. Hashtag of the year, really? Hashtag of the year?
They have to promote Twitter. That's all they do.
Facebook uses hashtags now too, I hear.
Hashtag.
Yeah, that's the number thing.
Good for Facebook.
I'm glad Mizdow got an award though.
Yeah. It was good to see Sandow get something.
Yeah, Sandow is fantastic. I also liked the return of Santino Marella.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But real quick, breakout star of the year. Yeah, I mean, Neville for sure, I think, has looked good. He's won some big matches, or at least, when he was in the John Cena Open Challenge, he did look really awesome. But titles have to mean something. So for him to get that over a Kevin Owens who held the U.S. Championship, then held the Intercontinental Championship, as well as almost, go to the finals of the WWE Heavyweight Championship tournament. I mean, that has to mean more than what Neville has been able to accomplish in the first year.
I agree, but if it's a storyline thing, they don't really care about.
But that's the argument of what are the Slammy Awards? Are they storyline based? Are all the the winners fixed already? WWE,
some of them are.
Well, but WWE swears, whatever that means, that they're not. That because they're a publicly traded company, because they are eliciting a vote, that they have to go with the results of that vote. So there should be an age restriction on app votes, I think.
Yeah, but how do they do that? I mean,
I don't know. It was a joke, but I don't know. I don't know what you do with this. So, okay. We've got really quiet, so I feel like everyone is like pretty much hammered at this point.
I'm pretty wasted, dude.
add in the Bearcats loss, and we've kind of lost Kevin.
It's not good. Just that's already like it's like a rain cloud like over.
I'm just
head.
explaining, Kevin. I'm just explaining.
You know that episode of The Simpsons where Bart Simpson like it was like raining on him and everybody else was happy? That's like the current like couple of minutes for me. It's, you know, that was a tough loss.
It's every Sunday for me, so
fair enough.
Well, in Brown season, of course. So yeah, some other news and notes that I guess we should spend some time with. NXT has basically what, Harrison?
Oh, I was gonna say, okay, so you guys were shitting on Suplex City for a while there. What would you replace it with?
No. I don't think Joe was saying that the Suplex City hashtag was not up there.
I was complaining about the category.
Yeah.
The hashtag in general?
He is old and hates hashtags and how the cool kids like communicate these days.
Yeah,
Isn't
that
emoji at this point?
ICMIYLI or whatever that Garvin always uses. I have no idea.
I'm also in Joe's corner of hating on hashtags.
It's in case
Kevin,
you missed
you
it.
hate anything that uses...
You tell me brand new shit that hasn't even happened yet. You're like, in case you missed it.
Well, yeah, it's brand new. I mean, but it's not brand new.
But then I couldn't have missed it if it's brand new. It just happened. Yeah.
I need a reference point to what you're referencing.
Fucking kids.
Joe, I think you got to look at it from the point of view of Garvin showing you. Garvin is exposing you to a new facet of the world, and you should approach
Garvin
it with
has
the wonderment of a small
exposed
child.
himself pretty enough. I've known Garvin for too long. He's exposed way too much.
Yeah, that's true.
If
Okay.
Kevin falls asleep, what's the plan to wake him up?
It could be like that D&D game where they're playing on, guy falls asleep and they just start yelling.
All right, so NXT sold out their Midwest tour pretty much instantly. Joe, you were trying to get tickets for the Detroit show. Renee in Square Circle of Trust, she was trying to get Chicago tickets. And yeah, they were like basically impossible to get. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
It wasn't even through fucking Ticketmaster.
No, what was yours?
Well,
ours was through
what I think it
individual
means,
site. So through the
what I
venue,
think it means is
from where-
WWE is making a mistake with what they're currently doing.
No
I
way.
think they need to wake up. I mean, you put this. Look. I don't know how it was in Chicago or any of the other venues,
Yeah.
but they put this in a venue that has like 1,000 people standing room in Detroit. Okay, with seats and a ring, you're cutting that down by what, 250? I mean, Royal Oak Music Theater is where they're having it in Detroit. It's an awesome venue to see a fucking show. I go there all the time. But you're not talking about a big place. I'm not saying that there's a lot of options, but you have the Masonic Temple. That's much bigger than where they're having it. You have the Fillmore, which is much bigger than having
the
it.
Fillmore is more in line with what they were doing.
Bingo. I don't understand why, with the popularity, particularly of people like us.
Because it's the hot ticket.
Yes. I just don't get why you would. I mean, are they trying to do like the Apple thing where they just released the iPod and everybody wanted one?
Yep. It's supply and demand. If there's more demand than supply, ticket sales can go even higher.
Yeah.
That's why.
But the problem. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll
No,
say
there you go.
That's why
Joe,
you cannot find a nosebleed ticket right now. It's what was a $22 base ticket for less than $250.
The problem is I disagree with that. Why wouldn't you let... You're talking about 1,000 people getting into the venue. Supply and demand I get, but there's way more supply when it's sold out. And what, Joe, you went on there like 30 minutes in and you couldn't get a ticket.
Because that becomes the story.
Yeah,
Right.
and I
It's
struggled.
sold out.
All right.
NXT sells
All right.
out over the span.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's they're trying to still target, make it that that small venue, that tiny ECW type vibe.
And it's not necessarily a bad idea. I mean,
Yeah, it isn't. I'm fine with it.
Because like when they came to Cleveland at the Agora, you know,
that's a tiny venue.
Yeah,
But
that's what we're at, man. I mean,
but every seat was a great seat.
In Detroit, and nobody can get a ticket. You got 1,000 people.
Well,
okay,
that's why you don't wait half an hour, Joe. You get it. You set your alarm so that you're getting tickets right when it opened.
Well, I would have, but I had some bitch trying to draw my blood for health or for life insurance.
Dude,
I'm
reschedule
sorry.
that shit.
I tried. I wish. I don't even know if I got health or life insurance right now. I don't know.
Pre-sale tickets. We don't even know if we would got.
I couldn't get pre-sale tickets. I tried for the pre-sale right as I opened, and I couldn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
So NXT is basically like the Tweety craft beer of the wrestling world. They're
essentially, yeah, they're the hot hipster right now.
I was about to say no. I mean, once I read the story, the first thing I thought is, okay, so they just didn't make a lot of tickets available. What I'm willing to bet they probably did is, if let's say the venue has like 1,000 seats, you make 600 available for online, 400 for walk up. So then what happens is, or what they'll do is, you know, oh, it's sold out. Hey, we got another 200 tickets available. I know concerts do that sometimes. So maybe it's just 400 tickets are available for walk up out of the 600. So that way, if you show up if that becomes a thing, now you get a crowd showing up, you get buzz, you get people excited to be there, and you know that, okay, there's only 400 tickets. We'll try and get you in and make it available and see if we can do it. Miraculously, they can fill the venue. Either way, what you get by throttling back supply and increasing demand is you get the people that want to be there. Like, you don't get just the casual observer that's, oh, I got $20 burning a hole in my pocket. Joe's in town and we haven't seen each other in a while. Let's go see a wrestling show.
Actually, that is what it was, but I bought tickets on time. I didn't wait a half an hour.
But I mean, when we went to the Ring of Honor show, that's kind of what it was. I mean, it was people that just wanted to show up and watch a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that feel with NXT, but putting 1,000 people when there was
you don't have people,
fucking amount that you have for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but NXT, you don't have people shouting John Cena like they did at Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Did they really do that?
It wasn't a great Ring of Honor crowd, yeah.
Oh my god, that's awful.
And that was my debut to Ring of Honor, by the way. So, you know,
wasn't it at the mall? Isn't that where you guys went to see that?
No.
You're thinking of the Dirt Mall that we went and saw Clash Wrestling at.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Dirt
of.
Mall meaning
It's
flea
also
market.
a good time.
Yeah, flea market.
That was a much better time than Ring of Honor.
Clash is a good
Ring
show.
of Honor was fine. Come on. We had a good time.
I had more fun at Clash than I did at Ring of Honor. I think that's a fair assessment I can make.
Is it because did the crowd ruin it for you, or was it just a better show?
It was wait.
Ring of Honor.
Rephrase.
Ring of Honor, I think they were not clear on what the fuck was going on for a good part of it. Like what the plan was as far as taping goes.
Yeah, they were taping 2 shows.
The very first match was a title match. Was the World Championship match. Oh no, I take that back. We had the warm up one with that guy called Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And then we had the world title match.
Way to roll into it with a cold crowd. Nice job.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm okay with NXT sticking with the smaller venues. I mean, what you don't want to do. I mean, yes, there is this huge demand, and people generally don't have many negative things to say about NXT, but you don't want to book them in those larger 10,000 seat arenas because of the amount of extra work that takes. Plus, you know, who's to say you start doing that on a more regular basis that the fans will just turn on NXT like they have on the main product?
I don't see that second one being a problem. The one thing I think that a lot of people aren't thinking about is that, from what I understand, putting on a live show like this, I mean, one, it's crazy expensive. Maybe the jump from a 1,000-seat arena to a 10,000-seat arena is just a massive expense. And WWE is just not ready to pour that into NXT yet. Maybe they don't think they can make it up on ticket sales. Maybe NXT is crazy profitable right now, and they're like, you know what? If it's more profitable, if we get more profit out of it by having it be at a a smaller venue than we would at a much larger one, like at a college or something that maybe has like 15, 20,000 seats, like maybe a small hockey arena. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just, you know what? We just don't have the crew. We just don't have the people. I mean, WWE has to put on basically a live show every single week across the country, and that's a huge expense. Maybe with NXT, they're like, you know what? Let's not pour a ton of money into it. Let's just make it lean and mean and keep it small. Good job, Harrison. No, I totally agree with you. That's not a bad idea. What clever insight that we have missed from the show for a year.
The one thing you say, oh yeah, they got to put on a live show every week. No, they put on like 5. Well, because you've got Raw, SmackDown, the TV tapings, you've got the Raw, SmackDown live events.
That's what I'm talking about. The house shows. Those are all done with like the same general area. They're not really. It's not like SmackDown is touring the country opposite of Raw and being live every week.
Bullshit. They used to. They used to.
Now.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they still can do it.
Maybe.
Just because they got lazy doesn't mean that they can't do it.
But they're not doing it at the same time they're running NXT right now. That's what my point is.
But it's an entirely different staff. It's an entirely different group. It's its own little faction.
I understand what I'm saying. It is, but it's a huge expense. So maybe it's just WWE running Raw, SmackDown, the live shows, the house shows, all of those. Maybe it's just the expense is too much to then also do that for NXT and tour that opposite of Raw and NXT and manage that. Maybe it'd just be cheaper to just have NXT be its own little niche product, run it around, only at. Oh, okay. Let me ask you this: where is it in Detroit? You said it wasn't the Fillmore. What did you say it was?
No, it's at the Royal Oak Music Theater. It's in the burbs.
Okay, how many seats is that?
I've never been in the. I've been in the building maybe once.
It's about 1,000 standing room. I mean, it's not very big.
And here's the problem: even according to the layout online, it's like if you went to a concert venue, the ring is on the stage in that position
at the end of the room.
Yes.
Again, I don't get it.
Okay,
I don't get part of it.
Is it elevated?
Maybe. I don't know.
So it's on the stage?
I don't know.
So you're talking about wrestlers that are going to be sitting like 10 feet off the ground?
That'd be interesting.
Show.
Really, what I would think they should have done was picked up all the TNA venues that when TNA did the tour, because they were targeting smaller venues, and they should have done that with NXT.
Yeah,
I still think one of these guys is going to start targeting colleges. I still think that's an untapped market.
But the Agora was a nice place to have an event.
It was a nice place, yes.
I mean, Joe, you were there. I was there. I thought the Agora in Cleveland was very appropriate.
It was very Hammerstein.
Yeah,
it was one of my favorite concert venues.
Yeah.
And then you got all uppity and moved.
Yeah.
Well, no, then it got torn down.
No, it's still standing.
The Agora?
Yeah, dude. This was like within the last year.
I was there over the summer.
Then what got torn down like 4 years ago?
No.
It wasn't the Agora that got torn down.
You're drunk. All right. Let's go to win fail. For those joining the conversation for the first time, I am really incredibly sorry that you waited this long and your first show was the drunk show. But still, win fail is our chance to acknowledge both the best and worst things that happened this week in wrestling. Joe, what was your win of the week?
My win of the week was Kevin Owens kicking ass on Raw. The guy is still seemingly untapped talent. I mean, just so much more he can do. He's on top of the game. They need to push him back toward the main event because the guy is pure talent and Kevin's blind.
Yeah, it's just a shame that his mic skills are so weak.
Yeah.
Kevin, what is your win of the week?
My win of the week is New Day trying to spoil Star Wars. I loved it. It was so good. I mean, everybody's trying to spoil Star Wars, and they went just to the line and didn't do it. It was well played, and they need to throw the trombone at more people. I mean, that was was the best.
Speaking of Star Wars, did any of you watch yet?
No.
Yeah.
With my I totally took my 2-year-old daughter and my 1-month-old baby to go see a movie. I have no social life. I haven't had a social life since we've had a white president.
Dude, I've downloaded it, so I'm just waiting for that moment.
We tried to get you to have a social life, but you won't play D&D with us.
Yeah.
We need some gaming, man. We gotta roll some dice.
You guys gotta come down so you can hang on my pad and play games down here. I got a couple new board games that are pretty awesome.
And be really fucking uncomfortably hot in December.
What are you talking about? It's 72 right now.
Oh, so
That
hot.
sounds fantastic.
That's
actually what the main floor of my house is set at.
My dad said today was 81.
74.
Well, right now it's like 10 o'clock.
It was 82. It was 82. Excuse me, 82 early today with a nice Gulf breeze. It was actually quite nice outside.
Too hot. Anything above the 80s is too hot. All right, Harrison, what was your win of the week?
Really?
Pick something, man.
Give me something to pick.
You like drinking with friends.
Drop a deuce?
Okay, hang on a second. Garvin has drinking with friends. Joe, what do you have?
Something about a deuce.
Did your son drop a deuce?
Did my son poop? Okay. Hanging with friends and drinking online. My son pooping, at which point I had to clean it up. And Kevin, what's your nomination for my win of the week this week?
Sam, my kid doesn't always poop, right?
Excellent contribution from Kevin. Okay, so from Kevin. Dropping a deuce from Joe and Garvin drinking with friends. I wonder where I'm going to land with this one.
Dropping a deuce.
It's dropping a deuce. No, he's breastfed. He doesn't really poop. So, I mean,
kind of liquidy, man. I understand.
Yeah, but when the kid's still sitting there drinking the breast milk and going, you feel bad for him.
Well, and you're also jealous. Let's be honest.
Not really.
My kid is bottle fed but breast milk, so he doesn't even get the enjoyment of.
We gotta work on that, man. X needs to have dude.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, man. I'll take
it's the only time in his life he's
We'll talk about this after. We'll talk about this after. I shouldn't have brought it up.
But now we did.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm sorry, Kevin. Your idea is for us to get X access to his mother's boob, and your immediate thought is, we'll get Harrison, Garvin, and Kevin on the case, because that means it's going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Obviously.
Actually, you're right, Harrison. That was probably the worst idea.
There's, maybe...
But I'm going to show you why it was the worst idea.
Right now.
There it is. And let me just go ahead
Kevin's drunk.
This will wrap.
So remove Harrison and drunk Kevin out of the equation. I think we got a deal.
Oh, God damn.
Post intervention where he's going to have Joe and his entire family sitting there and going, look, let's talk about
half the Gentleman Jack bottle
before the show, and now
No, I mean, that's where I'm at.
All right, so some wins from the live chat. We've got
what any of us expected with Kevin. I mean, he pre-gamed on the clock, is what he told us earlier today. So, I mean, that's a guy who takes his alcoholism seriously.
On the clock. It was happy hour. I went.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He clocked out for that.
He was
at work.
In the bar. That was dumb.
You said it was
Just
happy hour.
because he's with coworkers doesn't mean he's on the clock.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said happy hour at work. At least that's what I thought you said.
No, he said happy hour with coworkers.
Oh, okay.
Man.
I am a hardworking American.
Telephone.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I know people who worked with you, Kevin. I know you're not a hardworking American.
Damn it. I'm going to tell that son of a bitch he's an asshole.
All right, so we got some wins from the live chat. We've got Stephanie McMahon slapping the heck out of Tom Phillips. Bo Dallas apparently did something this week.
He was Santa Claus.
Ooh. That's a good role. That's a good role for him, because Santa Claus is pretty positive.
For Santa Claus, man, if you want a present, all you got to do is Bo leave.
Yeah. I mean, that's legit, so, yeah. Good role. I'd rather have Bo Dallas as Santa Claus than Mick Foley again. Just saying. Kevin Owens and the New Day in general. NXT TakeOver London, I guess that happened within the last week. So, yeah, agreed there. And Becky Lynch winning on Raw. Apparently, that was a big deal. So, yeah, that was your wins of the week. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye? Did everyone
doing fails?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Fails.
I don't know if the show's changed since I've been on, but we usually do fail.
All right, fail of the week, Joe. What is your fail of the week?
That we don't do this more often, even if it doesn't have to be on the podcast. Like, you guys are fantastic to sit around and drink with, and it sucks that we're not doing it in person.
Agreed.
I just haven't earned enough money to fly us all into one place yet.
Hey,
I'm working on it.
Wait. I do want to say
you just got to worry about flying yourself, man.
Yeah, Frontier Airlines. They've got like between $19 and $30 flights from Orlando.
No. My plan is at some point to be able to get you guys to show up at an airport onto a chartered plane, fly down here to Fort Myers, and then we hang out.
Think realistically, Frontier has $19 and $30 flights from Cleveland and Detroit to
Fort Myers,
Orlando, or
Tampa.
Tampa.
The problem is we have to pedal.
No, it's actually okay. It's actually not that bad.
Is Frontier the one? Okay, I know one of these airlines they were talking about. I don't know if they did it. You know what I'm talking about?
The bicycle seats?
Yeah, the bicycle seats, or the ones that they're like if you remember the. Yeah, or there's that one, and then there's the other one where remember those like fold out aluminum seats where it had like that vinyl like mesh webbing across them.
It's a regular airplane.
With like messed up seats. It's like
no, it's.
I'm getting so mad right now.
I am getting mad because I do fly Frontier to Orlando for pretty cheaply, and it was okay. I'm just saying it was okay, and I did spend the extra $25 to, have a carry on. But that was it.
Even go to Fort Myers.
Well,
you're a valid destination.
Earth.
Hey. Orlando or Tampa is probably close enough for Harrison to drive.
Not really.
To pick
you know
us
how
up.
good Florida is?
Round trip, Detroit to Fort Myers, $118.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
It's actually really good, actually. We could do that, man.
Says Drunk Kevin.
You fucking do it, man.
Hey, Kevin, there's a place down here called Reuben's Barbecue. It's supposedly the second best barbecue in the country.
That's a
doubt
fucking
it.
bold statement.
No, it is.
It is a bold statement.
I've had some damn good barbecue in my life.
There's a national professional barbecue Grand Am or Grand Prix is what it's called, and it's the best of the best of all these regions. Reuben's Barbecue plays second.
Ooh,
Emily and I have eaten there twice. I am not going to lie to you. It is the best goddamn barbecue you're ever going to have in your entire life.
I got to be honest. Like once I have like three barbecues, I've had them all. I feel.
Let me just state to the FTW community.
PW.
That's the way you sell me paying $118 to come out of fucking Fort Myers.
I know Harrison buys dinner, right?
That's how it's done. That's how you fucking sell that shit.
Here it is.
Gone.
Reuben's Smokehouse.
Yeah.
I just put the link into the chat.
So
I'm sorry, number 4.
Is it brisket, ribs? Talk to me.
Oh, wait. He just retracted that statement. Number 4?
It's 4th. I apologize.
Dude, you could have said top 25 and I'd been on board.
Smoked ribs, pulled pork, brisket, yardbird. It's run by this guy and his parents. And
is it a former bronze player?
No, it's just a guy.
Hold up here. Let me see.
You guys are going to listen to the shit.
I didn't mind when I ate at what is it?
Bubba's
barbecue. It wasn't bad.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
Generally. I mean, but that's me. Like, I really can't tell the difference between barbecue places, generally.
I'll give you an idea how good this place is. Emily and I went there and ate the first time. I got a cheeseburger. Because
how many times did you come during that cheeseburger eating fest?
Hang on a second.
She was not following you.
Hang on a second. I got a cheeseburger.
Did she finally get wet?
Hang on. Hands down. Hands down.
Did you have the pie?
Hang on. The worst cheeseburger I have ever eaten.
Oh.
This thing, it was dry. It was flat. No flavor. It was basic. Hang on. It was a patty inside a bun. When I ordered this thing and bit into it and realized how terrible it was, I realized how good the food is because they can afford to have something this bad on the menu. That's how good this place is. That they can fuck up a cheeseburger, not care, because everything else on the menu is that damn good.
See, I have the opposite reaction. Like, anytime I go to a place that has a really terrible BLT, I never eat there again. Because honestly, how can you fuck up a BLT? Like, how can you fuck up a cheeseburger?
Sure. I'm sorry, I put too much. I put a whole bunch of L on it.
All right, so some fails from the live chat. We've got the TV show Everybody Loves Raymond. I agree with that. I hate that show.
God, it's so terrible.
The New Day not winning the Tag Team of the Year Slammy. And Kevin Owens not winning the Breakout Star of the Year. And yeah, Diva Jill, I totally did remember to read the fails, so suck that. Suck on those eggs.
Eat it, Diva Jill.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Okay. Any final thoughts before we head out?
Yeah, I got a final thought.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
So that was Kevin shaking his nearly empty glass of beverage. Gentleman Jack, of course.
Guys, R.I.P. Kevin's liver.
I think it's been gone a long time ago.
Hey, but at least he still holds hope. You know, just like those Bearcats. So.
Oh God! Fuck.
How bad did they lose, Kevin? What was the score?
They lost on a last-second bucket, dude.
I feel that.
Burns.
I feel that.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be a Browns fan.
Yeah, it's true.
Come on.
It's true.
No, you guys get a raw deal, and most of the time, so do the Lions.
Bottle. Here we
hang on a
go.
second.
Thanks for just pushing me to that level.
Oh yeah, because that's
There
what
it
it took.
is.
That's what it took.
Drink directly from Kevin.
I'm
Drink
fucking
directly from the bottle.
smashed, dude. That's what it took tonight. I am hammered.
Guys.
Final thoughts, Harrison. Go ahead.
I really think we just gotta send like some apology, like fruit baskets and chocolates to Kevin's wife, because what we were about to send back upstairs is just not the best thing for.
Oh no,
He's not making it upstairs.
No, that's why he's got the blanket and shit.
Dude, yeah. Harrison, you're not aware. The wife has the week off, so she's back in Cincy, man.
Ooh.
That's I have no responsibilities. Why the fuck do you, like, Ian's gone? It's just me.
Is he hanging with his homies having a drunk podcast too?
By the way, for podcast community,
Uh-oh.
I don't think any of you have been exposed. I don't think any of you have been exposed to the amazingness that is my 9-month-old son. He is the fucking rock star of the ages. 25 years from now, when he's kicking all of your asses and all of you suck and you're like, why wasn't I him? You just go back to this moment right now that I fucking told you that he is just the fucking man.
If only he could improve on his mic work.
If only. But that's what his father will teach him. See, this is where his father is deficient. His father will polish.
His father sounds like the fucking Sandman now.
You know, sometimes. Okay, so full disclosure, Joe and Kevin are dads. So am I. I have 2 kids. And what I've noticed about having the 2 kids is that I'm a lot more introspective about the fact that my kids are going to grow up. Like my daughter Helen, there has not been a week that goes by where she has not had a photograph or a video taken of her. So I'm wondering what life would be like for our grandparents if we had video or some kind of recording of them, like we have of Kevin right now, them being absolutely shit-faced and talking about how amazing...
My grandparents were way more responsible than I am.
But were they? Or do we just think that because the terrible shit they pulled wasn't recorded? Like, that's what I'm wondering.
Now that we've been drinking, Garvin's busting out the WWE trivia cards.
I know. I totally meant to do that earlier.
Hit me!
But wait, hold on. Just think, how awesome would that generation's Children Fall Down subreddit be? It'd be awesome.
I have a new subreddit I'm now going to subscribe to. Thank you, Garvin. My favorite is Bad Shitty Robots is my new favorite subreddit. It's the best thing ever. It's just shitty robots falling all over the place. It's the funniest thing ever.
I don't understand these cards yet. Hold on.
You read them?
They have words and you read them.
No, this one just says Vince
So
McMahon.
angry.
Vince McMahon, and that's it. All right, hold on. I'm almost there. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this real quick. This series, as well as the rest of the podcast released through the fanstalkpodcast.com family, are supported exclusively by our Patreon subscribers. You can subscribe today for as little as $1 a month to receive early access to our content, as well as to get your ears on some exclusive content that we produce throughout the month. For Joe, Harrison, Kevin, everyone in the live chat, we will see you next Tuesday. No, we won't, actually. We will see you in January sometime.
On the 12th.
Some of us will.
Fans Talk Pro Wrestling is part of the Fans Talk podcast family. It can be found at fanstalkprowrestling.com. The Fans Talk podcast family is a subsidiary of Tigar Creative LLC.